take a stroll through the heart of this city that we know so well. Charities and shops with stories to tell. Tell community connections, that's the way. We light up local every day. From the fun to the heart to the city's soul. It's Marlborough pride, let's roll. WMCT, it's where we'll be. Marlborough pride on your TV.
Welcome to Community Connections here on WMCT-TV. I said it before, but this time I'll say it so you can hear me. I'm Ryan Malyar, the Executive Director here, and we're so proud and excited to have this live TV show where we can just explore what's going on in Marlborough, focusing on the nonprofit groups, the small businesses, and anyone who's making a difference here in Marlborough, and especially embracing a small business mentality is something that I really look forward to during the holidays. You know, that phrase of shop local has been ingrained into us, but how often do we actually do that? You know, Amazon is calling to me all the time to just make that easy purchase, and you know, there's so many ways here in Marlborough to just get involved in your community and enjoy and support all of the local businesses here. Today, the topic of our show, and I lost my cheat sheet. Mike, bring it. Garrett, go get my cheat sheet. The topic of our show today is Restaurant Week. So I'm really excited to be talking. Oh, thank you. Oh, excellent. We have Luiz here. Luiz is here from Ember and Alma Cocktail Bar, which is here in Marlborough. We have Braeanne from Welly's and Wemmy's, doing double duty over there. We'll get into that exhaustion in just a moment. And then, of course, we have Lindsey from the Marlborough Economic Development Corporation, right down the hall here, celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday, Lindsey.
Thank you
just
very
to give
much.
a little shout out on the air.
Thank you.
Excellent. So I'll start off with you, Lindsey. How did this Restaurant Week come to be?
So what's really unique about Marlborough is we have a little Marlborough Restaurant Association, and it is just open for all owners, managers to get together about quarterly. We try to do it and think of initiatives that will help their businesses or just help connect them. It's such a social career, but it can be also very isolating because sometimes your head is just down. And so it's kind of was just a way that, kudos to Steve Eulis. He said, you know, I think we could try this. I think we have enough great restaurants and we have enough people at the table that we can try this. And November was this kind of lull between, you know, your busier September, Octobers, and then getting into holiday season. So we chose this week that includes Veterans Day in it. And this is our 4th annual year. And so it just came as a way to make sure we're getting all the promotion out there. We're getting people to try new things. A staggering statistic that I like to share about Restaurant Weeks is that when a new person visits a restaurant during Restaurant Week, they're 80% likely to go back to that restaurant again.
That's fantastic.
So how could we not take that opportunity to get people in the door and keep coming back?
Now for our restaurant representatives over here, what does Restaurant Week mean to you? Does that mean, what is expected when people come to a Restaurant Week and dine at your establishment? Is there a special tasting menu, or how do things change?
So for Welly's restaurant on Main Street, we are offering a prefix menu, so it has comfort foods and seasonal items. But we're not skimping on the portions. It's full portion appetizer, full portion entree at a very reasonable cost. And then at Wemmy's Kitchen and Lounge, we have a little bit more of upscale menu. We're offering both lunch prefix and dinner prefix, but both locations will also have a chef's suggestion to upgrade your meals. So if you want to add a really nice steak, there's an option for that. But those menus are built to have people come in that may have not had the chance to dine at Welly's or Wemmy's.
Fantastic. And how about at Ember and Alma?
So we're doing 2 really incredible things. We have a couple of special cocktails that we're serving for the entire week. They are going to be unique for the week. we really try to play with different ideas. And for this week, we're going to do a bunch of different herb infused cocktails. So we have some that are mint and cucumber. We have one that is sage, black pepper, and clove infused, and then one that we are doing that is, oh my gosh, my brain is escaping me. I believe it was. Anyway, there's another herb infused cocktail. And then the other part of it, on the food side, we are actually doing a little under a year ago, we launched a fresh pasta night. Our head chef is incredible. He's a classically trained Italian chef. He's part of an international coalition of Italian chefs, and for a very long time he's like, dude, like, let's make pasta. And I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it really fits into the vibe. But then we finally ended up just doing it every Thursday. And so for Marlborough Restaurant Week this year, we're actually extending it for the whole week, and we added a new dish to it. So, our fresh pastas, they're made in-house every single day. And for that week, we'll be featuring it all days that we're open.
Now, I have to admit, yours is the restaurant that I haven't checked out yet. I'm ashamed to say it, but you're only open in evenings. I'm here during the daytime, right? So what is the vibe of Ember and Alma for someone who hasn't checked it out? And what's the name mean?
So, oh God, how much time we got?
Okay.
Yes, we are only open during the week from Wednesday through Friday from 5 to 10. Okay. There's reasons for that. We'd love to be open for lunch, but hopefully we'll be resolving that in the near future.
Cool.
But we just had some, how should I say this? State-imposed difficulties that made it so that we could not open during lunch because it would made it very difficult. But hopefully that'll be resolved, and we will, reassess that soon. But we try to just be a neighborhood cocktail bar. We try to make sure that everything that we do is to the highest level possible. I'm really annoying with my staff, and I really try to train them to be well-rounded bartenders and drink makers and cocktail crafters. And we go into the theory and we talk about, like, our training takes like a month to get someone to truly be at a level where I'm like, okay, man, you're good to go. I'm a big cocktail nerd. I'm obsessed with crafting cocktails. I'm obsessed with the history behind it and really like the balance. And it may sound a little frou-frou, but like I treat my bar the way a chef treats his kitchen, right? So the highest level of ingredients, the highest level of technique. And I really try to show that to my staff. But we are not pretentious, and I think that's the really fun part for me, because I'm like, there's nothing worse than walking into a cocktail bar where everyone thinks so highly of themselves. I got started working at a chain restaurant behind a bar, and that allowed me to really, because what we do as bartenders, I'm going on a rant here, guys. I'm so sorry.
Love it. Keep it.
I love your restaurant, so please.
I worked at a chain restaurant, and that's where I started bartending, and that, to me, it really instilled in me that even if you can make really great cocktails, that's like 10% of what you do. 90% of what we do as a bar and as a restaurant is taking care of people. Like, that's the most important part. So
sometimes their bartenders are therapists too. It's like the hairdressers, your barber's your therapist, and your bartender's your therapist too. So people really establish strong relationships. You get your regulars coming in all the time too.
Absolutely. So truthfully, overall, it's a place where we really want to do the best possible job from an execution standpoint, but we want you to have fun doing it. We want you to sink down and not feel like you're in, like you're feeling talked down to, So we want to make it accessible, but really push the bounds of what we're doing.
Yeah. Now, Braeanne, you have a history in crafting really special cocktails as well, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a really large passion for creating cocktails. So at Welly's, I have built their beverage program for them.
Wow.
So there are a lot of really great staple drinks. There are a lot of signature drinks that are something that are just my own. And then at Wemmy's, we have a really great team there. I was the original creator for some of the drinks there, but we have a phenomenal bar manager now that thankfully can take that hat because I wear many.
Yes, you do.
So I run between the three locations, Hudson, Marlborough, and then Wemmy's. So it's just a lot.
Out of Welly's and Wemmy's, do you have a favorite cocktail, a number one recommendation? And maybe a food pairing as well?
Oh gosh.
I'm bringing things at you. You think about it. You're not going to see the same one in a question.
That's a really hard question.
Yeah.
Because we change our cocktails, our signature cocktails seasonally at Welly's.
Yeah.
So if I were to choose what's on our menu right now, our Black Walnut Maple Old Fashioned is one of my favorites. In the menu, you really just can't go wrong. There's a lot of signatures, but the pizza there is really good.
It's great.
Yeah, that's my favorite. And then at Wemmy's, you know, and any of the cocktails really, honestly. The wine's really nice too.
Excellent.
The wine list there is impeccable.
The
Oh,
wine list
it's incredible.
They've done a very good
quilts
job with that. Yeah, yeah.
And if you're going to recommend someone a cocktail their first time in Ember and Alma, what are you going to say? Check this one. Well, of course you're going to say, oh, you want something fruity, you want something
I
smoky.
can answer that.
What? Okay.
My favorite cocktail there is called the Banana from Ipanema. That's the right.
Yeah,
that's the
you
one.
got it.
There you go.
Yes,
I appreciate you saying so.
delicious.
That's one of my favorites that I've ever come up with.
Yeah.
It's hard, right? Like I look at my menu, I made the menu, so it's like asking me like my favorite child, right? Luckily, I only have one right now, so it's easy to feel like it's him. But no, with the cocktail menu, I think I always just try to. I'm a big, strong proponent, and if I don't believe in something, it's not going on my menu, right? So it's like if I don't fully stand behind it, we're not serving it. So really, we take the approach that's more like, what does the person want to drink? Are we going more towards the are we going more dry? Are we going more fruity? Are we going more tropical? Are we going more in depth? Or which way do we want to take it, right? Over the years, this cocktail menu has been crafted over the last 6 years, and it's like, things only stay there if we really do believe in it. We try to change it relatively often, and we are always creating, unique other cocktails for specials and for events that we do. The Banana from Ipanema is one of my favorites. Another one that I am obsessed with is actually a cocktail I didn't come up with. It's the one cocktail on my menu that I didn't come up with. It's called the Culinary. It's 4 ingredients. It's very simple. It's a beautiful mixture of flavors, and it was created by one of my old bartenders who no longer works for us, but he created it after I taught him how to, what crafting a cocktail really is, and kind of showing him, that it's possible to create unique and original cocktails. And after being very frustrated with me over the course of like 2 months as we're developing different recipes, he randomly just one day was like, hey man, I'm going on break, can you cover the bar and try this for me? I was like, sure. So I tried it, and then I walk over to him and I was like, dude, what's wrong with you? And he's like, what? And I was like, that's amazing. And I was really annoyed that I didn't come up with it. So it's the one cocktail on my menu that I didn't come up with that I love. And that's why I've never taken it off the menu. I love it.
The nice thing about the restaurants in Marlborough is that you can go there and you can find bartenders that have classic cocktail training or sports bar training. So you can go in there and you can be like, hey, can I get a classic, can I get a Vesper, which is a classic martini, or can I get a Mai Tai or something like that? And there's just so many different options in the area, which is fantastic. So it's not just cocktails, but even like the food.
Yeah.
There's so many different amazing options in the city.
One thing that really struck me too is, as we were talking before we went on the air, is how you were saying that there really isn't competition between restaurants here in Marlborough. And is that something that's fostered by the Restaurant Association? Or you said it really well. You just said there's room for all of us, What is that true?
I think it's absolutely true. I think that if you are someone that's been in the restaurant industry for as long as we have, we just like to support each other.
Yeah.
It's just, there's no competition at all for anyone. Like, we just all get it, and we want to make sure that we're all successful. Like, I go to his restaurant like twice a month. I go to Pico. I go all over the place.
All over.
Kennedy's. I go everywhere. I don't cook.
We like to eat out.
Yeah.
And I think that's funny. Like, I'm sure everyone's run into this, that you are eating out somewhere else and you'll run into one of your regulars and they'll say, oh, like, what are you doing here?
Yeah,
It's like,
everyone has to eat.
I also like to go out to eat and try different things. And I do think that Marlborough is unique too, because we have the MEDC, right? And so we have a unified front, and how can we help? We're always putting our neck out. We're trying to help with outdoor dining. We're trying to help with promotions. And then also, we all just like each other. And so I think that's important.
Yeah.
And we have our exclusive relationship with Phantom Gourmet.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we are the only municipality that Phantom Gourmet partners with. And it gives us the opportunity to really showcase the city and showcase how many different options we have. And it also is a nice incentive for restaurants that are looking to come to Marlborough, because you get that partnership.
Yeah.
by being in the city, and it's at no cost to the restaurants.
Yeah, and I've seen the promo when you watch Phantom Gourmet, a beautiful visit Marlborough and dine here sort of commercial pops up, and it's awesome. They did a great job with it, and it's so enticing. So what a
Yeah.
great benefit.
And I think too, like we have so many people that come into the city to work every day that maybe they're not here on the weekends or nights visiting, but they might be watching Phantom Gourmet on the weekends, and so then they know where to go for lunch when they're here. And we also have great partnerships with those companies that they reach out to us and say, we're looking for catering options for our team. We're looking for places to bring our team, and we can make those connections
Amazing.
between the restaurants and the companies, and that's really big for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were just asking, like, how are holiday bookings looking? And, they're great in Marlborough.
They're really great, especially for Wemmy's Kitchen and Lounge. They have an 80-person function space, so we get to utilize that. There's private dining areas, and same for Welly's, and it's really great. The help with MEDC, though, I gotta say, Lindsey is on top of her stuff.
Yes, she is.
Because she'll send an Excel sheet of be like, this is everything that's happening this year. This is how many people are staying at the hotels, and then we have the chance to bring our catering menus there and our takeout menus and anything special that's happening with us. I dropped off our restaurant week menus at the Best Western and the extended stay, all down Route 20.
Yeah.
So it's
If you just happen to arrive here and you're staying in a hotel during restaurant week, you've got it
Yeah.
made.
Yeah.
But you've got it made all the time in Marlborough with
Really?
all these fantastic restaurants, right?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, circling back to what you had said too about like I don't believe in that restaurants are competing with one another, because I think that it just makes the city richer. For the more, and one of the things we were saying before we started rolling is one of the things that I love being a part of Marlborough as a business owner and now as a resident as of 3 weeks ago,
Oh, wow.
which is great, is just the concentration of independent restaurants, right? So I said to them before, like, I love Wemmy's. When they opened, I thought it was amazing for us as a city, right? I think that it's an impeccable, beautiful building. The work that they did to create this gorgeous lounge, it's the private dining spaces, the bar, everything is beautiful, right? And I think that it's now helped make Marlborough even more of a destination where, and I genuinely don't believe there's any competition, because the more people who know about Marlborough as a whole, they start to realize that we have a huge concentration of independently owned restaurants, which there are cities nearby us, that shall remain unnamed, that do not have that beauty of concentration of independently owned restaurants. And as a foodie, if you will, myself, or someone who's been in the restaurant industry continuously for almost 15 years and who's been obsessed with this industry, I think that those are the places that you want, right? The places who are, it's like a family that runs it, or it's like one guy who loves it, or people who are local people who are obsessed with what they do, are trying to put something forward that is incredible. And it doesn't always have to be in the major cities, right? And I think that one of the beauties of Massachusetts, with where we are, is it's kind of like a city, even though they're smaller towns, but it's this funny blend that is kind of not suburban, but also not fully urban. So you've got this like middle ground where I think it's a beautiful, fertile ground for great restaurants, and there's no real competition, because the more people who come into that space and everyone's doing a unique thing, I think that, like we said before, like, even if the places have identical menus, the vibe will be different, and the reason for people to go in are different, and it ends up creating this sense of community through what it is that we're doing. So that's one of the beauties, I think, of Marlborough Restaurant Week, of the Marlborough Restaurant Association, because it really just kind of, we're not competing. We all want to succeed. We all want each other to succeed, because, I mean, who doesn't want a good place to go eat? Like my wife and I, we just moved downtown a couple weeks ago. I mean, I've lived in Marlborough in the past, but now I'm really happy we're back.
Yeah.
But like, we can now walk to Pico, we can walk to Wemmy's, we can walk to Lost Shoe, and it's a beautiful thing. And it's like, who doesn't want that? Because where we lived before, like, there were some places we couldn't walk to any of them. They weren't like that amazing. So it's like, we've got something really special here, and I think that more people need to know about it personally.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that as like someone who owns a restaurant, by the way. Like, that's me saying it as I'm a resident of Marlborough. I think it's great that there are cool places to go eat here.
Amazing.
There's a lot of great places.
I think the uniqueness of our restaurant week too is that inclusivity of, you don't have to have a 3-course prefix menu at this price. you're welcome to participate in any way that you want. So you can choose to do the 3-course prefix. If you think showcasing some new items that have come with your rebranding is the move for you this year, you can do that. La Choux, double loyalty points.
Right.
And it just shows that everyone wants to collaborate and work together and be involved together and, you know, be on the same page, literally on the same page with all these great independent brands. And we have our Avivas and 110s that are participating this year, and that's amazing too, that they want to be part of this community of food and beverage and fun.
I love it. I love it all. Well, we're going to take a quick pause and hear from our sponsors. When we come back, Lindsey's going to tell us all about how we can find all of this information about Restaurant Week. So stick around. You're not going to want to miss it.
It's shout-out time. WMCT-TV would like to thank our sponsors for supporting community media here in Marlborough, Massachusetts. Drumet Hair Salon and Day Spa, offering services including extensions and keratin smoothing, coloring and blonding, precision cutting, and more. Drumet Hair Salon and Day Spa is located at 31 Spring Hill Ave in Marlborough, Massachusetts. The Coffee Loft. Coffee and community is their motto, as they serve up lattes, cold brew, tea, sandwiches, and pastries too. The Coffee Loft is open 7 days a week at 406 Lincoln Street, here in Marlborough. The Vin Bin, bringing you the best in wine, cheese, brew, and gourmet sandwiches for 20 years and counting. The Vin Bin is located at 91 Main Street in Marlborough. Author and illustrator Mark Martirosian, host of TV's Drawing with Mark on WMCT-TV. Mark is offering free downloadable activity pages for kids of all ages. Email pennyarcadecreative@gmail.com for more information. Leah Owen, marketing and business consultant. Leah's team members and partners share her belief that great organizations, from businesses to nonprofits and more, deserve to be seen, heard, and celebrated. From social media strategy to community events, this boutique marketing agency helps local brands and organizations grow with purpose and personality.
And we're back on Community Connections. Thanks for sticking around, and thank you to all of our sponsors as well. You know, we started our new publication, the Marlborough Mirror, just 4 months ago. We're on edition number 4. And in order to power this print publication, we really depend on our local community sponsors for chipping in and showing their support of local media here at WMCT-TV. So thank you to all of our sponsors. And if you're interested in being a sponsor, seeing your logo displayed on this program and all of our print publications as well, there are lots of opportunities, and you can find them all on our website. But now I want to get back into Restaurant Week. A lot of great things happening. Mm-hmm. So Lindsey, where can I find out all this information? And Mike, you can throw that graphic up on the screen. Lindsey's going to tell us all about it.
So we have everybody on one page together on our Visit Marlborough website. So it's visit-marlborough.com. And you can go, there's a Restaurant Week link right on our homepage, and it brings you to the page. And then as we start to receive their menus and offerings, we upload them right under their logo. And so you can see what everyone's offering and plan out your week. I know our team.
You already have a schedule planned out?
Oh my gosh, we like have to.
You have lunch dates every
eating
day?
Olympics leading up to it, because you have to get ready to have like several three-course menus for lunch. Which who does that? But we do it. We have to show all the support,
Absolutely.
and then we hit up the after work and the coffees in the morning and. So there is really so much opportunity to try so many different options, and like within your means, right? Like maybe you allow yourself one 3-course meal, and then maybe another day is just showing support by getting a coffee, or whatever other those kind of limited options are from places. So there's just so much variety and so many places to go to check it out. I think we have 20 participating restaurants coming up. So.
And you said a great statistic earlier that, what was it, 80% of the people that try out a restaurant for the first time will go back and visit again. But I'm also wondering what you've seen at your restaurants in terms of an uptick. Have you noticed that swing after a restaurant week? And one of you said something about you do well with gift cards too?
Yeah, gift card sales after restaurant week have been really great for us for both Wellies and Wemmys. They're like, oh, we were here just the other day for restaurant week, and I'm getting a gift card for my brother-in-law for Christmas or whatever it may be. So it's definitely
What a
helpful.
great adult gift.
Yeah.
It is.
For the person you can't shop for, like especially the men in your family that are so difficult, and you don't want to buy them ties anymore, and
Or
like
underwear.
or and like and you can't who buys CDs anymore, and it's
Yeah.
like and I would always prefer an experience. That's what I'd prefer. A trip, a visit to a nice restaurant. If you're watching, Braeanne, and you want to know what to get me, restaurant week's coming up. We can check out some things, and you can just pick me up a gift card, and I'll even take you with me. But yeah, what a great idea, for that stocking stuffer, for that person that's hard to buy for.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the first time Welly's did a prefix menu was for the first restaurant week. And then you found for your other events like Valentine's Day that it was really successful for you.
It really worked for us. So yeah, we did it for Valentine's Day.
Was it New Year's maybe?
I think it might have been New Year's.
Yeah.
There's been a couple prefix menus that we've done afterwards, which has been really great for us. And then Wemmy's, this is year one for us. So we're also doing prefix. We're already like figuring out Valentine's Day and Mother's Day and all those wonderful days coming up.
I think it gives the restaurants a great opportunity to try something different in their market, right? So you know, whether it's saying, okay, maybe you can't come in that one night a week, you have something on Thursday nights that you haven't been able to come in and try our pasta. And who knew that you had a classically trained Italian chef making homemade pasta in a cocktail bar, right? So it gives you the opportunity to really showcase some other offerings. And sometimes we are so creative in this industry, but we don't move out of our lane too much, right? It's like, okay, this works. I want to stay here because it is a fragile market. And so you have to understand that, we want to do something really bold, but is that going to be cost effective for us? Is that going to be something that we can
sometimes
keep
as
doing?
a consumer too, we're very repetitive also.
Yes.
And once I've tried something really good, once I've tried that fresh pasta and I love it, I'll go back time after time. But a restaurant week with a different option and something that you're telling me this is what we're doing special this week is all the more enticing for me to move out of my comfort zone a little bit too. And maybe I find my new favorite dish at your restaurant or yours,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's all on the Visit Marlborough website.
Yes.
But there's also a lot of other stuff on that page that people can check out too.
There is. We are a tourism city, which being born and raised here and before starting at MEDC, I never thought that, but we have right now 10 hotels just in Marlborough. And a lot of that is hockey, so we have lots of families. They're staying for two to 3 nights minimum, right? So they're eating out, they want recreational things to do. We have the largest indoor entertainment complex in New England, right? We have a lot of really wonderful offerings that you can staycation and do, or if you're visiting or you have family coming in and you might have to work for one of the time frames that they're here. It's a great place to direct people to see what's happening in Marlborough.
Yeah, and just a great reminder to step back for a second and realize all of the fantastic things that are right here in your community.
Absolutely.
A wealth of amazing, different variety of food from so many different ethnicities as well. I can't find that where I'm up in Lunenburg in the middle of nowhere, and I'm desperate for good food, so I get my good food when I'm here at work in Marlborough.
Brian, did you hear he wants to move to Marlborough?
I don't think we're moving anytime soon, if the house is ever done. Okay, a kind of different question for all of you is tell me about your favorite all-time food experience. Not necessarily at your restaurant, but it could be the best food you've ever had or the best ambiance, what comes to your mind as your all-time height, and this is for you too, you as well, of your favorite dining experience? Do you have something popping in your mind?
You know, it's so hard because I want to say, I want to say going out is one of my favorites, but honestly, a home-cooked meal, because we go out so often. My husband just left the food industry. I've been in it for 20 years. Sometimes staying at home is really nice, but if I were to choose, it's not necessarily the food or drink, it's the experience that I get. And it is a local restaurant. It actually is Luiz restaurant. I just love it there. Everyone's super inviting. The nice thing for us is that my husband is Brazilian. He's Portuguese speaking mostly. So his staff is bilingual. So they can communicate with me, they can communicate with them, with my husband. And the food's fantastic. The drinks are amazing. I never have a bad time there.
I love that.
Yeah.
Ditto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys.
Ditto, you're the same?
Well, that was not. Well,
I'm blushing now.
I've never had a bad time there. I love his staff, the ambiance, the offerings they're just awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna cry. Don't do this.
Now you're going to tell me yours from Italy, or where was your favorite?
So weird that you just said Italy, because it's actually where I was thinking.
Yeah?
My wife and I got married in Italy a couple years ago, and there was a restaurant in Florence that we
Fernandes.
went there. It was like 6:30 trying to get a dinner reservation, and then they were like, "Oh, we can fit you guys in at 10:30," and we're like, "Okay." And then we hung out with it was a small little restaurant, the family owned, and we were there until like 1:30 in the morning. I had the most incredible dinner I've ever had in my entire life.
Amazing.
Like there was like literally like mother, father, and son who ran the whole thing, and then like they were done cooking. Like they came out into the dining room, and just like the son and father were out smoking a cigarette by the front door. Mom was pouring wine. It was I was having this conversation with our best friends that were with us when we went. We were at something on Saturday, and then someone asked us like, "Oh, was that like comparable to your wedding day?" And both my wife and I were like, "Yeah." Wow. Like that's how great that meal was. We literally both will put it up there in like our day we got married was really important. Day our son was born, really important. That dinner we had in Florence is also
so special.
in that. Yeah.
Something special about it.
I mean, probably because like we were on our honeymoon as well, so like there's that beauty attached to it that's really hard to like.
Yeah, it's
you
all
can't
through
separate
the beautiful
what is,
rose-colored glasses, and
Yeah.
everything is just lovey-dovey and perfect. You know, I spent some time in Japan, and what was so unique about the food culture there is that it's, especially in Tokyo or any of the city areas, it's all tiny stalls, and they do literally one thing. Mm-hmm. You go here for your gyoza and a beer. You go here for your ramen, and that's it. So they all do one or two or three things like exceptionally well. And then you just get into the habit of saying, okay, this is just chicken and white rice, but it's the best I've ever had because they do it day in and day out. Yeah. It's just something really special about having that. And there are no waiters either. It was a really unique system where you, in some of these restaurants, because one person who's cooking and it's their restaurant and it's just one or two people total, and they'd have sort of a vending machine where you just order your food with a ticket. Wow. So if you want another beer, I'd go up and I'd order my beer ticket and bring it to the counter for them so they don't have to get their hands dirty with money. It's just a wild, different experience. It
reminds me of COVID times.
Oh, these are much happier times for me, I promise.
I'll share. Mine isn't a dining out experience, but it's a really unique experience I got to have that everyone could try at home, so I think it's fun. And it showcases just how unique every time you eat out or any time you eat at home, how different it can be. So it was a Johnny Walker tasting. And so you did red, black, and blue, and they would change the music. So you would try Johnny Walker Blue while listening to jazz. And then you would try it while listening to heavy metal. And then you would try it while listening to reggae. And because of those vibrations, it changed the flavor of the Johnny Walker. And so it was...
My mind is blown.
Yeah, it was
That's trippy,
honestly,
man.
you know, and again, I was in the industry for a very long time, and really got to enjoy so many amazing dining experiences, but that experience has always stood out to me because just changing the music can change your entire flavor profile and then experience of something that you might have all the time, or it might be the first time you have it.
And that's sort of what you were saying too, is it could be two Italian restaurants or something offering very similar things, but the vibe is so different. And we have to take into account that there is a say that someone is controlling and is creating this whole picture of what they want your experience to be.
Well, the first thing I say when I hire anyone, I sit them down and I look at them and I go, we don't sell food here and we don't sell drinks here. We sell an experience.
Yes.
And we were having this, we do daily briefings at the restaurant. So we were talking last week about what is an experience, because I think everyone just focuses on restaurants of, oh, they sell this, or they are an Italian restaurant. But it's like, okay, well, if they're an Italian restaurant, are we talking pizza pasta, like Americanized Italian, or are we talking coastal Italian, or are we talking like, so much of a variation within just the cuisine itself? But all right, let's put cuisine aside for a moment. Let's pretend it's all the same Italian cuisine. Then you're talking about the ambiance can be completely different. The music can be completely different. And an experience is, it's something that touches all five senses plus the emotional sense. So, taste, touch, sight, the other two that I can't remember. And then the emotional experience of I think the most crucial part is the way that someone walks into a restaurant is not the way they walk out of it. So that emotional change, whether it's positive or negative, is really the thing that's unquantifiable. So you can have a place that's identical, right? They can look identical, but if the service was, more warmer in one place than the other, there's going to be an emotional change there. If the music is louder in one or more to your liking in another, it'll change your experience. So really, like we talk so much about like, oh, this restaurant serves this type of food, but it's like there's so much more to it. It's an entire experience in and of itself. And I think that that's really the beauty of it, which is really what explains that no restaurant is really competing. They're providing different experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Well, wishing you all the best for Restaurant Week and for everything you've got going forward. The holidays get busy, and that's great for you guys, right?
Yes.
Busy is always good. And thank you to Restaurant Association and MEDC for putting this all together, because what a great opportunity here in Marlborough, you know?
Yeah, it is. And thank you for having us on. The studio is gorgeous. I'm loving the Marlborough mirror. I bring it home. We do the puzzles. We do the trivia.
Oh, thanks.
It's so fun. So definitely be picking that up on your way by. And you guys are doing a great job here. And thanks for bringing us community members together.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep. Well, that brings us to the end of another episode here of Community Connections. If you're a local nonprofit in the area, or if you just have something fun to share about Marlborough, please be in touch. We'll get you right in here on the show. Or if you'd like to contribute to our print publication as well, if you have a special event that you'd like on our community calendar in the Marlborough Mirror, reach out to me as well, and we can get that in there. We're going to have a very special December issue with all of the fun things to do here in Marlborough, including the stroll, the downtown stroll, and the tree lighting. So always something fun to do here in this city. Get out there, support local, shop local, and thank you for tuning in to WMCT-TV. Have a great day.